Hello, we are back with part 3 of our social studies lesson, Protecting Our Land. In part 2, we learn about the trees that are in our Bahamas environment, those that are in the forest, as well as those that are preserved. Can you name at least 3 of the trees that are preserved? Yes, you are correct. How about 3 of the trees that are in the forest? Excellent. Now, we also learned about some invasive plants and animals. Can you recall the invasive plant? Excellent. What about one of the invasive animals? Great. Now let's get into our part 3. What are you going to learn today? You are going to be able to identify the endangered animals of the Bahamas. Animals that need our protection. Several animals are described as endangered species and are protected by law. Some of our special Bohemian species are described here. The white-crowned pigeon. The white-crowned pigeon is one of the most popular game birds of the Bahamas. It is carefully protected by the Ministry of Agriculture and the Bahamas National Trust. The opening of the white-crowned pigeon hunting season usually begins in late September. The closed season always begins on 1st of March each year. Iguanas. These are large lizards. The Bohemian species is now found only on Exuma, Andros, and Iguana. Their meat is tasty and rich in protein, so many are caught and eaten. Turtles, loggerhead and the hawksbill. Both of these species were once plentiful, but many have been killed for their meat, and their shells are used to make jewelry. The hawksbill turtle. The green sea turtle. The loggerhead turtle. Hootia. This rabbit-like rodent is found only in the Bahamas. It was thought that they had all died out, became extinct, but in 1965, a few Hootia were found on Playa Key. They were taken from there to Little Wax Key off Exuma, which is part of the Exuma Keys Land and Sea Park. Now, under the careful protection of the National Trust, the Hootia are increasing in numbers. The Hootia. Bahama parrot. These too were once plentiful, but are now rare. Columbus described great flocks of parrots when he arrived in 1492. Today, they are to be seen on Abaco and Great Anagua Islands. Bahama parrot. Flamingo. A large and beautiful bird, the flamingo is part of our national emblem. The world's largest breeding colony of West Indian flamingos, as many as 50,000 birds, are found on the island of Great Inagua, part of the Inagua National Park. The flamingo. The fowl snake and the boa constrictor. These snakes are not poisonous, but they are often killed because they eat chickens and other fowl. Pintail duck, West Indian osprey, whitetail tropical bird. Protecting our endangered species. The Bahamas has signed an international treaty known as CITES, the Conservation of International Trade in Endangered Species. If any of the endangered species is taken from the Bahamas and imported to another country without a special permit, the animals will be taken away from the importer and returned to the Bahamas. Boys and girls, parents, that's the end of our lesson on protecting our endangered species, protecting our